I absolutely do not get what you're, or I absolutely do get what you're saying, but boring is not the right word for it. I was bored. Yeah. Okay. When I was a baby, I was a lazy son. A lazy sucker. I believe that. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Cliche or uninspired? No, I mean, I don't think that, like, by video game standards, I don't think the story of God of War is cliche or uninspired. Really, can I, if we're going to get into it, which I guess we are because it's, you know, Dark Souls stream, so we can't talk about the game, because I'll just get mad. At least the run is nice here. It's more that, like, I think the story was actually pretty okay. Maybe I'd even use the 4-letter word good, but it's done a disservice by being wrapped in a 20-hour-long experience where you get story beats after you know, beat down 75 flying elf mosquitoes. Like that, weirdly enough, I guess my take on God of War is not necessarily that the story is uninspired, is that it more feels like it's done a disservice by being in a AAA video game that has to hit 20 hours runtime. So they got like, hey, story beat that like could string together some emotion, but instead it's like you gotta, there's a little puzzle first where you gotta like swing your axe and then throw it at this thing that's far away, and then that'll open a door, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, here's the next bit of the story. What are you doing there? Hacker voice? I'm in. But I'll just be honest with you, I hate having arguments, like, about video games, because, I mean, for the most part, I think they're executed in bad faith. Which is funny, because they're toys. But then, don't AoE me! But also, secondarily, I feel like so much of the culture surrounding games is in, like, what's the best game? Is this game better than this game? You're a fool if you think this game's better than this game. Like, it's never, like... You can't get into nuanced opinion with the average person about it, because instead they're just like, well, if you don't like, you know, God of War, then you're a Philistine, you know? Oh, that, I didn't see that one coming. Oh, I got hit right after the recovery, dude. I don't know what it is, if it's like forum culture or like so much of the games have much more time investment, so as a result of that, you know, you feel like it's much more tied to your personality than a movie is, which is like over in 2 hours or something like that, or it, you know, or if it's like game of the year list being so important that people will argue about it, or if it's like the barrier to entry to buy a console is hundreds of dollars, so as a result, you know, you're like, well, I've gotta like beat down on the exclusives of other consoles and talk up the exclusives of my own console because I spent $300 of my birthday money on this. But for some reason, it's like... Let me put it this way. It's very easy to have, like, the right opinion about games. If you play a game that everyone thinks is great, and you're like, it's great, then everyone's like, hey, F yeah, dude, F yeah. And if you play a game that most people think is great, and you're like, I just thought it was, like, okay, people are like, they get on your case. And yet, they're worried predominantly about people being so positive about games because of the fact that, you know, they receive review copies or like financial recompense, which is fair. But really, the main incentive in the games culture, in my opinion, right now, to be positive to a game that maybe you're not actually that positive of, is it'll save you a lot of stress from the feedback from the comments. If you're just like, hey, good game is great. People are like, all right, you know, nothing wrong with this. And if you're like, good game isn't really for me, people are like, I'm going to start trying to take you down. I'm going to start trying to, like, pull every, like, well, you can't be trusted because 6 years ago you said you didn't like this and now you like this? What gives? I'm not even suggesting that there's, like, that there is a situation where people are being more positive to stuff than they otherwise would be to avoid backlash, but this seems like way more plausible to me than like, they gave me like a $15 review code, so I'm gonna, you know, lie to my audience and be like, this game's sick. Are you saying you actually hated Hollow Knight? I don't hate Hollow Knight. I think Hollow Knight is very good. Nevertheless, okay, you got me. Fair enough. But I mean, it does kind of tie in, because I think that the Hollow Knight community stifles a lot of the discussion surrounding Hollow Knight unless you're like unabashedly positive about it. So I guess I am saying that to some extent. What are you doing? You're still doing fire? I had a feeling that was coming. Oh, this is hell, dude. I don't know, I'm just always surprised, and I'm like, why do you have such an attachment to this company that largely just looks at you as like something on their bottom line? Like, you're making like real people feel bad to appease a shareholder. And it's just like extremely wild to me. But I already know the answer. The answer is like it's an identity thing, and you know, I love games, but the games industry for a long time has, like, you know, for like the first 20 years of the internet's existence, did nothing to check any form of toxicity whatsoever, and, you know, you get the idea. We talking about sports fans? You'll get your sports ball comeuppance in an Isaac episode where I say the exact same thing about sports fans. And I even turned the gaze inwards and I said, like, it made me like, sports almost made me a bad sports fan this week. And then I thought to myself, like, you know, every community has asshole sports fans that go to other sports communities and go like, hey, you freaking idiots, I hope you all die. You just gotta, like, we should all be allied against the assholes instead of going like, look at the assholes in this community that disagrees with me, and then using them as a, like, a blanket, like all people that are on this side of this thing are assholes. Because you got your own assholes from the Canucks subreddit going to the Minnesota Wild subreddit being like, that's what you get when you pick on Pedersen, hey, backwoods yokels, enjoy your winter time. Well, you know, you get the idea. I think the secret to starting to twist the culture back to our own, to a healthy level is just telling people when they get way too weird about games online, just sending them a little quick tweet or a message that says, hey, you're being a real weirdo right now. And then after getting like enough of those messages, they might start to believe it. And then, no, you don't even have to be toxic. You just be like, I mean, did you see like with The Last of Us 2, there was like one of the voice actresses showed like a DM that she got that was like, you know, I hope someone breaks into your house and kills you because of what your character does in this game. And then like that person had the person that sent the tweet had a Last of Us 2 avatar. And then after they got called out, they apologized, but their apology was like, well, what do you expect me to do? I'm just a big fan. And then I really liked it, because, A, people were not letting them off the hook at all. They're like, you're an idiot and maybe, like, should also be in jail. But then one person was just like, hey, just so you know, you're being, like, a big weirdo right now, and it's not cool. And I was like, that's exactly what you need to say in that situation. In my opinion. It's like, hey, obviously, like, you know that, like, you shouldn't be issuing a death threat in the first place. But, like, secondarily, it's not just the death threat. It's that you've dedicated your whole online presence to, you know, this one video game, but also clearly care, like, way too much about it. So just, like, I know it's not as easy as stop being weird, but, like, just, like, try to work on that. I hope you at least acknowledge that you're... what you're doing right now is not very cash money. I loved it. I loved that message. Skirt. No greed. No greed. I mean, like, look, I would never say, like, don't worry about those death threats, because you should definitely take it seriously. But I'm telling you, like, most of those people probably have a hard time tying their own shoes. So, I'm not saying you're safe, but I doubt you're gonna find them coming to your door anytime soon. Because if they get so rattled by, like, a narrative decision in a video game, there's insane people out there, don't get me wrong. I know, you know, as much as anybody. I work with some of them on Mondays. However, if they get that rattled by something like that, if their bus is 2 minutes late, it's going to take them 10 years to recover from it, so. Nope. Okay, yes, you got me. Congratulations. Alright, guess what? You got me once more. But you will not get me thrice. I will laser you. I bet we can sip. Ladies and gentlemen, he could not sip. Quick sip. Okay, that's not greed. We're in there. Who does number 2 work for? We got fire and sword. There we go. We're re-establishing that I am not a conjurer of cheap tricks. Oh, son of a bitch, dude. That's a problem. Laser. That's a quick sip opportunity. I'm gonna double sip this one. Has to be done. Sword City, baby. Okay, that was huge. We got fire and sword. This should be... Oh, I jumped and I took my own window away. That was luck, but I'll take it. How are you still fighting the same boss? Boy, oh boy, are you gonna love this vibe. That's all I'm gonna say about that. This one sucks. Number 2, number 2. Number 2's got a laser beam for me. What are you doing? What's your move? Laser beam? That's huge. Because it means we can do this. Did an AoE. Laser beam. Javelin. Probably had a chance to hit the javelin thrower on that one. Just keep moving. Keep moving. I mean, this is going according to plan. Lasers. I honestly thought you disappeared. Sword. Beautiful sword. Give me one more sword, please, right now. Yeah. Still a little... I can't really get in there. Good anti-greed, though. Probably could have hit there, but... Oh, that's... I got a little greedy there. I'm not going to deny... Okay, we got a laser beam coming. We got dub lasers. Which is unfortunate. I'll take it. It's actually a good setup, because, like, fire has a big punish window. I never thought in a million years you would do an AoE after that. But here we are. Still crunching. In Dark Souls 2, there is no such thing as too good to use. What are you doing? Dark energy is bad. Just dodge the dark energy. It's the most important thing. We got a laser beam coming in. Thought that was what was coming. Laser beam. Javelin. Javelin. Okay. I thought it was dark energy. I was like, what is that? Anyway, so that's my take on toxicity in the gaming industry. I mean, there's a chance. We got 20 minutes here. Okay, I'm going till 5:20 because I started late. Okay. Skirt. You're not wrong. That was mastery over the fight. Hey, asshole.
The dark that we need.
You really gave me an emote called Climax.
My bequeath. May the dark.
It's a spell. That's funny. It's a problem, but I'm optimistic it'll get better, especially on the dev side. Or I'm on the dev side. I mean, I agree. I actually think, if anything, gamer toxicity is like a lot lower now than it was in like the mid-2000s. But in the mid-2000s, like, that was just kind of like, on the internet, people just gave up. People were just like, you know, you can't possibly stop any toxicity on the internet, so if you get mad, like, you're the loser. Nowadays, I feel like it's become such a normal, you know, like, everybody's on Twitter, everybody's, you know, talking all the time. I think that there's more of a push for some kind of normalcy, especially, like, I don't know if it's actually been worse online lately. I don't think I've really noticed like an increase in toxicity, but I definitely feel like people's mental health is like fucked because of the quarantine and, you know, the news surrounding it as well. And I look at that issue from like two different sides. One side is like I have a little bit more tolerance for when people have a short temper and maybe get like really attached to something that is actually inconsequential, like games or sports, and they start treating people like shit because of it. I'm like, hey, this person is probably like, you know, it's hard for everybody, but it's, you know, they're taking it particularly hard. But then the other part of me is like, hey, you should also like be nice to other people because they're getting fucked as well. But I understand it's not that simple for some people, but there is an element of me. Like, if people are like, just be nice, forehead, I'm like, but you could just like, you could. Like, when people are rude, and then you're like, why are you so rude? And they're like, cause shit sucks. I'm like, hey man, it's not my fault. Hello, Nishandra. Predator hair. Well, ooh, nice drip. Texture quality is so good, dude. We watch this, skip it. I dare not. I am enjoying not putting inputs into the game for a bit. Oh, okay, what do you got for me? I remember you create like some purple lights, and the purple lights like create curse or something. Well, they're definitely DOTing me. Try to find a healing window. Okay, yeah, fight me over here, please. Wow, you were like dead ass just terrible, huh? I'll race you. I'll race you. Oh, look out!
Many monarchs have come and gone.
For you.
One drowned in poison, another succumbed to flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of ice. Not one of them stood here as you do now. You
I'm the big nerd who makes all the rules.
of adversities. Give us your answer.
They definitely brought back the Plin Plin plot. Alright. Aldia, can I get close to you? Okay, that's not how I kill you. Let me guess, I gotta punch you in the eyeballs. Certainly looks a little familiar. That's no good. Don't tell me to punch the fireballs back at him. Although that would be sick. This is really it, huh? Like, I might even take a little longer than I thought I would. Just because it's kind of like taking forever. Like, I like that attack. That attack's cool. I'll give you that one, brother. Could you consider it, like, in your heart to fade away? Doesn't even, like, really hurt. No gem yet. Probably gem now. I mean, I think we could lose, but like that doesn't help. We can also punch you during that phase. Oh, dude, our gem was still pogging. Thank God. There he goes. There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. Excuse me, I'm going to take a couple sips of the potion. Okay, my bad. Green management, please. Thought about getting in there. I thought about getting in there. Throwing punches like me in my dreams. I mean, I hate to say it, but like, really feels like the approach we should take on this one is to like just hit him once. And then bail before we get burned too badly. Oh, you know what? I wonder if we could pop a gem and just punch the shit out of him. Like, these gems are pretty good. The fire gives him armor. Alright, fair enough. Well, I'm gonna go low on this one, because... well, relatively low at least. Like green, dude! Because we're gonna pop this gem anyway. So to be 100% fair, it is my choice to fight this boss with my bare ass hands. That one's on me. What are you doing? Now he's more on fire. I'm just waiting for like a half of the arena to disappear. And then like fall in the drink. Whoa! Okay, it's a little hotter. Next time he disappears, maybe I'll put a divine blessing on my quick bar. I'm ready. I mean, we could fight you. Forest Kaysen was a better final boss. Find me someone who disagrees. You can't because they don't exist. Although it did break when we were fighting Kaysen. Run, please? Thank you, sir. Oh, not like this. Deserved. Actually deserved. It's okay. This is not Pinwheel. Nashandra is more like Pinwheel. This has some challenge associated with it, although not much. Six of those, that'll be helpful. Seems good. Why not? And then probably, I mean, we need the King's Ring to get through the door. And then we'll replace it with like the flame plate ring. For once, you know, I'm not messing around with this game anymore. Get those out of here. I agree with you. Put fire resist armor. If you think, after all we've been through, on the final boss fight, I'm going to take off my turtle shell to beat this piece of garbage, you have lost the last part of your mind that existed. The turtle shell stays on during sex. Have you decided which ending you're going to pick yet? Whatever ending I pick, I'm going to mash the A button as fast as possible. And put this game in the trash can. Did they give Steam refunds after 40 hours of commercial use? Honestly, I thought we had to fight Nashandra again. So this is win-win for me. Go ahead. I don't care. Alright, it really, I should care. Your defense gets too high. Like what, you're not gonna make me fight the completely unrelated other boss first? So generous. That's a good question. Would I give Dark Souls 2 a positive or a negative review? It's a really tough question. It depends on the context of your review. Like, compared to other games, I think it's good. I think it's fun. I think it's worth playing. But if you're like a Souls fan who's like, oh, I heard this, the second one is not so good. Should I play it? I would be like, I would say no, quite frankly. Still better than Dark Souls 3. You have lost your mind. Like, I'm pretty sure this game is like Season 8 of The Office. Who do you recommend it for? Fans of The Office? Aren't they just gonna feel even more annoyed? Non-fans? Why would you watch this over, you know, the earlier seasons? Doesn't make any sense. No, he's gonna get hot again. Oh no, he's hot. Dark Souls 2 is the Wire of Souls games. Look, you're gonna have to be a little better than that with your bait, okay? Yeah, more like the Check the Wire of Souls games. We out this. There he is, just chilling. Oh, my bad. Almost hit you there. There he goes. Like, dude, you are the scholar of the first sin, and this is what it got you. You can teleport, and you can put your arms in the ground. Was it worth it? You know, in like the old Iron King's lair, there is a boss made of fire, and he can even like walk around and everything. And then this is like what you've brought to me today. I award you no points. May God have mercy on your soul. Everyone here is dumber for having listened to your tirade. Oh, almost got me there. He did earn a plin plin plon. I mean, he got a plin plin plon. I wouldn't say he earned it. You know, all I'm going to say is that every game has to have a final boss, just like every year of school ends in some kind of graduation, right? This is like what can you do? This is like graduating from 5th grade. And they're like, ooh, are you excited you graduated from 5th grade? You're like, not really. It's just what happens. Talk to me, you know, after 8th grade. There's some pageantry. But 5th grade, all I did was show up. Ladies and gentlemen, we're free. Oh, I'm letting the neurotransmitters wash over my entire cerebral cortex. Every single, like, area of my brain was like a fully engorged water balloon just going... Excuse me, Kate? Including my water butt, she said. Are you still talking? Later, dummy. The Chad walk. Thank you guys for the gifted subscriptions, by the way. Thank you. Appreciate it. Translation? Yeah, dude, there is literally a path. Angry Arthur.
And you've proceeded insatiably, such as unfold.
Is that the theme of the game? Well, I gotta watch the fake lore about this one, because I'll be honest, I have no fucking idea what happened at all. You wake up on a beach, and you go, what? 10 frames a second, and then some old ladies make fun of you and emasculate you. Then you punch a bunch of giants in the kneecap until they die. I honestly remember nothing. I remember nothing. I just wanted to be done. Like, what? I'm trying to think, what happened? I remember fighting the guy who was made of bodies. That was fun. The Rodden. I remember the horses very well. So, like, the gist of the story of Dark Souls is that the Emerald Herald is actually a projection of Nashandra, and Nashandra was spawned from a fragment of the original Dark Soul, and her job is to guide you to her lair where, well, you gather the souls of the kings or whatever, and then she will kill you and then take that and use it to usher in a new era of darkness or something. Is that something along these lines? I think we hit more than 50% on that, right? Something along those lines. I do think it's kind of cool that, like, Dark Souls 1 is a solitary journey through misery, and in Dark Souls 2 they give you a friend, and then at the end of the game they're like, just kidding, she's the boss. But then in Scholar, they go, just kidding, she's not the final boss anymore. Now the final boss is some nerd who lives under the ground. She's not Nashandra? What are you talking about? She's not Nashandra. Herald has nothing to do with Nashandra? Yo, that would be sick, though. The Emerald Herald is a wyvern. What? There were a lot of dragons in this game, so that makes sense. But doesn't the Emerald Herald betray us? Like, when we get to the end of the game, doesn't she go like, hey, sorry, I screwed you over? I thought she went like, I hope you'll forgive my trespass or something. She's your friend at the end? She warns you about Nashandra? I like my story better, honestly. I like the idea that she was stringing you along the whole time to bring a dark fate to fruition, instead of just like, nah, she's actually your best buds. Objectively, to me, that would be better. Original Dark Souls 2. Credits 2.0. I don't need friends. They disappoint me. Honey, you got a big storm coming. do kind of feel bad shit talking this game for like 3 months, and then the names of the hundreds of people who, you know, dedicated months of their lives to working on it scroll by. Kind of makes me feel like a piece of shit for sure, but, you know, I said what I said. I mean, people work on all sorts of stuff that I think is bad. Plenty of good jobs at the Uncrustables factory. That doesn't mean that the sandwiches are delicious. And to be honest, you know, if you were the enemy animator, it's not your fault. You were just following orders. You know, if you were the concept artist, I got nothing but love. If you led the CG team, or were a real-time artist, or a cinematic director, I got nothing against you, alright? Now, producer, that's where and designer, that's where I hope you got broad shoulders, because I got a heavy load for you. Medieval Weapons Consultant, Jay Noyes from Tint Angel KK. How about that? How about that? Does this look like a man who has a problem with the maximum size of his load? I can't believe that was not only in this game, that was at Drangleic Castle, which is like 60% of the way through the game. It was an eon ago when I was still posting a TikTok a day. Who the heck is Griot? Royal Sorcerer Novlon. Laddersmith Gilligan and Pitchy Gren. Who is Cairhillion of the Fold? I had Grave Warden Agdane? Who are you? Alright, Lucatiel and Gavlan. The Rat King! Who makes all the rules? Stephen Pacey. Stephen Pacey, we finally found him. He's got a name. Congratulations on winning the Shield Design Contest, Alexandra Etienne Jonathan Ducasse. More power to you. Supervisor Hidetaka Miyazaki, asterisk, was on vacation for 95% of the game's production. Asterisk, thought that Dark Souls was going to be the final Souls game, and then resented having to come back to work on the series in the future after people finally got wise to the fact that it was fun. Don't make me do this. Sorry, I'm going in too hard. I apologize. Again! You did it, buddy. You can hit your vape now. Ah, that's good, like 7-hour-old coffee. Oh, you have been waiting a long time for this! How dare you trick me into fulfilling the path of the darkness? You sure you want to know? Beg for mercy. Beg for mercy. Fine. Have it your way. Carol Baskin blew up my studio, tried to make me usher in the age of darkness. I don't like how the NPCs come and they're just like, that's not Dark Souls. Fight back. Oh no! Goodbye! And he was never seen again.